What's up, guys? Remington Keyes here for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. recap show. Joining me today is Mr. Dark Phoenix.
Hello, hello. 'Tis I. Yay!
We're going to be discussing episode 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that aired tonight as we were recording. It would be tonight or yesterday, I don't know. It's midnight, so who knows what
It's coming. It's coming.
So, we're going to give you the good, we're going to give you the bad, and then we're going to give you our favorite part of the episode. Mr. Dark Phoenix, why don't you start us off with what did you think was great about this episode?
So tonight's episode, entitled Meet the New Boss, was aired tonight, which case we meet the new boss of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which also, fun fact, is also Batman. Because that is Jason O'Mara, who voices Batman in the new DC Animated Universe movies. So I just find it funny that S.H.I.E.L.D. is ran by Batman. But I've mentioned this in a lot of my reviews and a lot of other things that I do, but Daisy has got the biggest balls of anyone in the MCU. You've seen Ghost Rider's skull become his head inflamed, and what you want to do is fuck with him. I'm sorry. Daisy is like, listen, boo, I don't care what you got. I'm Daisy. I'm Quake. You Ghost Rider? That's nice. And she just keeps messing with him. One of my favorite parts is when it's like, you just see that she has like this determination in her eyes to fight Ghost Rider. And I'm like, Daisy, honey, he is out of your power level.
Yo,
like
that part where she like quakes up onto his car, she like jumps. I wrote on Twitter, wee!
That part was so great because I was like, okay, you know your hands is hurting, so you're going to just do what any other normal superpowered person would do, and that's just use your powers to jump the car. And I'm like, okay.
That was the most comic booky thing I've seen off this show. You know?
And I'm just sitting here like, Daisy. Daisy, your balls are showing. Like, I just can't believe how crazy they're making May out to be now. Because it's like, you know, now May seems like the crazy girl. Like one of her trainees like in love with her, it seems. So it's like, no, but tell me not. That whole fight scene where she had to fight her cadets and Phil, that was like...
That was awesome, though. I love when they bring action onto this show. We don't... It's better than the drama BS that we have to go through to see this action. The action is just so great on this show. I want to see more of that, you know? I want to see... Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I just love, like, the May scenes. The one thing I do miss that now, like, since the show got canned, they can bring back Hunter and Bobby, because Bobby's scenes were also really good. Like, they were going to give them their own show, but nobody wanted to see it, so they were like, all right, screw it. So now it's like, can we get Mockingbird back? Please?
Yeah. But,
I don't know. Go ahead.
Some of the positives that I think of this episode was definitely the Ghost Rider scenes. I really want to see Ghost Rider have his own series after watching these last 2 episodes. Because let's be honest, a lot of fans are coming to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this season to see Ghost Rider. And I will say, they are living up to the hype that we all expected Ghost Rider to be. It just makes me want to see, as a fan, more Ghost Rider. You know what I mean? This is what I always wanted Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to be was, you know, Coulson and a bunch of agents hunting down humans, you know, trying to get these superpowered people in check, you know, or even going on adventures and fighting supervillains. You know, I wanted it to be the most comic booky thing. You know, and half the time we get it, and the other half we're getting a lot of, like, it's trying to be NCIS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do appreciate these last 2 episodes for being as comic booky as possible. I'm not quite sure. In the beginning, it's kind of been starting off, like, the episodes have been starting off slow and then building up to all this hype, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it one more episode to see if I truly like this season, you know, because I usually give shows 3 strike thing. You know, even last season, the first 3 episodes didn't quite catch me, but towards the end of the season, it caught me back in when it started catching up again. So, I don't know. That's my positives. The Ghost Rider scenes, I guess.
I mean, mostly with that type of stuff, it's like usually with these shows, they have to think of a way to have they can't just blindly give us the payoff.
Yeah.
It has to make sense as to why we get the payoff. One of the things I liked about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was that they always, even like with these first two episodes, they're giving us a lot of things to go for. Like we got, Daisy not being part of the team. We got the team being separated. We got S.H.I.E.L.D. trying to go back into the public light after the whole thing after Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
We have Ghosts and Demons. We have Ghost Rider. It's like they do all this, and then later on in the episodes and in the seasons, we get so much more things. And the whole Daredevil, the whole Ghost Rider Netflix thing, that can still happen. Johnny Blaze could be on Netflix, and they could keep Robbie Reyes on regular TV.
Yeah.
Because they both interacted in his comic book in Robbie's comic book, and plus there could be two Spirit Avengers walking around out there. I mean, we had like 2 or 3 Captain Americas running around. I'm pretty sure 2 Ghost Riders isn't that hard to believe.
And I'm kind of disappointed. Disney did ask Nicolas Cage to come back as Ghost Rider, and he didn't take it. I was like, wow, that's like one of the biggest mistakes. You could have been Ghost Rider again. And
I mean, I didn't see the Ghost Rider movies, so I can't really like comment on whether or not I'm upset about that. The only thing that I will say is that if they do decide to give him a Netflix series, I think it's better off that way.
Yeah.
Only because if that's the case, then like Ben Affleck should cameo on Daredevil as an imposter or something, or what's her face, Jennifer Garner should be on Elektra and just be like, "Oh, who are you?" Like,
I wouldn't be against that though. I would love to see Ben Affleck be like a evil version of Daredevil or something, like his evil doppelganger. I mean, how cool would that be? You get
multiverse.
Yeah, multiverse. I'd love to see that. But let's move on to negatives. What are some negatives you had of this episode?
One of my negatives really is just I don't understand Daisy's want to die. Like, yeah, you did horrible stuff when Tentacle Face took over your brain and made you do all that stuff, but it's like, maybe because I get over things really fast, maybe because I don't understand that pain and that turmoil, but I'm just like, listen, that was like last season. I need you to be up to date and just don't worry about yourself. You did it. It's fine. Everybody else is dead besides you. Like, stop going on this mission to want to die. Because even Ghost Rider can't find a reason to kill you.
Yeah.
So, like, he's like, I'm trying to find a reason why you should die. I'm not finding anything. So if you find a crazy blonde kid with a notebook, then maybe you can ask him to kill you. But I can't kill him, so.
Yo. I would say that's a negative, but I'm not a hardcore Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, so I wouldn't even know what she did last season. I mean, I literally got into the show, like, last minute last season, when they were doing all the supervillain, comic booky stuff is when I got in, and I missed the whole Daisy killing people thing.
I mean, pretty much it was all chalked up to mind control. Like, Tentacle Face last season was like, Ooga Booga, inhuman mind control. And she was all like, I'll do whatever you want. And they went around trying to create more Inhumans and doing some other wacky stuff. And she was completely under mind control.
She was like,
so it's
yes,
like,
Daddy. I'll do anything for you, Daddy.
Basically, she was like, yes, sir, Daddy. And I'm like, all right, honey, you do that. You do that. And she's still feeling guilty about it. Like I said, I don't know if it's just me, where I'd have been like, all right, I did some horrible stuff. But if you plead insanity, you won't go to jail. There you go. Plead insanity and everything will be erased from the record. They can't try you for the same crime twice. So
she's just a mutant. See, she can't help herself. She's just a mutant.
And it's like, I'm just like, come on now, Daisy. And the whole, like, how her hands break or get fractured every time she uses her powers. I'm like, I thought that's why they made you those gloves. Yeah. Unless they're not working. And we need, like, the giant mittens that you have in the comic books when Nick Fury called you a part of the Secret Avengers and you had, like, these giant mittens on. It's like, so does Daisy need mittens? Can someone go get her some gloves, please? Call Mike Tyson. His hands are big.
Oh, so what was your favorite scene in the whole episode?
Whole episode, my favorite scene is definitely when Daisy goes and they're talking and she was like, "Oh, your little brother might need you," and then the guy left. And then his eyes turned like fiery, and he's like, "You shouldn't have talked about my little brother." I'm like, "Daisy, stop it."
Yo, my all-time favorite scene of the episode was when he made that muffler catch on fire with his hand. I was like, dude, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting 4 seasons for of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Shit like this. He fucking grabbed that muffler and burned it on fire like it was a fiery sword. I mean, that was bad. That was just pure badass. You know, as a comic book fan, that's what I want to see on a comic book show. You know?
Oh, yeah. So we've pretty much confirmed that Ghost Rider could make anything spontaneously combust.
Oh, yeah.
So, pretty much beforehand, he just listens to Incubus's Pardon Me, and when they get to the part where Pardon Me while I burst into flames, that's like his favorite part.
Yeah.
It's like, pardon me while I burst this muffler into flames. Pardon me while I burst my car into flames. Like, everything. Even hell, Ghost Rider can listen to Dragon Force through the fire and the flames. Like, fire puns for days.
I mean, Ghost Rider's just been such a blast seeing on screen again. I mean, I'm a big Ghost Rider fan. When I was a kid, I used to read the Fantastic Four. My Fantastic Four growing up, it was Spider-Man, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and the Hulk. I mean, that's awesome.
We all knew that was an OP ass team of Fantastic Four.
you got the Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Ghost Rider. Nobody is fucking with this team.
Everybody's dead. Like, nobody's happy. Crime is at an all-time low because once they see Big Green Hulk, they're like, okay, fuck it, no. What is he doing here? Oh, he's with us now. Is he with everybody? Like,
I'll rest myself.
It's like, I'm done. I'll go home. I mean, not me. Depending on my powers, I'd be like, Hulk, please. I mean, except if they go up against Apocalypse, then it's like, okay, two of those 4 people have been your horsemen. So, like, no, a lot of people don't know that Apocalypse made Hulk his bitch. Like, no one knows that.
Listen,
it's like Apocalypse was like, bitch, you my horseman. I'm like, oh, what am I reading? What porn is this?
Well, to be fair, Loki made Hulk his bitch, so...
Well, yeah, I mean, Hulk isn't, the most... Hulk and Superman have that in common. They're not the most mentally unstable characters where they can be controlled and manipulated by mind control. It's like, ooga booga, you're my bitch now. Okay? What should you have me do? I don't know, smash some shit. You know what to do.
Smash some shit.
Just start smashing things. We'll pick up as we go along. I haven't really made a plan aside from you smashing stuff. So come back to me in like 30 minutes after you've smashed everything. But I would just love to, and like the whole and I have been a fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. since day one. I understood the premise of the show. I feel like people that don't understand the premise of a show will automatically go into bitch mode and unnecessarily put the show on an imaginary pedestal and just be like, it should be like this. And I'm like, S.H.I.E.L.D. is nothing like what you're saying, so get that out your head. The same problems I have with people that dislike Gotham. It's like, Gotham is not a Batman show. Who told you Gotham was a Batman show? You need to check your privilege, because Gotham is nothing close to a Batman show. So when they first announced Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I was like, alright, cool. We've got Coulson and the ragtag group of misfit agents that go around doing some cool stuff and everything else. And they brought Hydra to it. Alright, cool. Hydra's here. That's amazing. That's awesome. And then they kept using Hydra. And I'm like, okay, guys, stop it. Really. We have other evil organizations we can have. We have other villains that we can use. Just give Hulk another movie or two, and we can introduce, like, Red Hulk, Red She-Hulk, and other stuff. We could introduce U.S. Agent. Spider-Man's, like, what, 12? Put him on the show for a little bit. Agents of S.H.I.E.D. deals with shit in New York. You cannot tell me. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. knows that the Netflix family exists, because there was a news thing on the news,
yeah,
and at the bottom it read, "Vigilantism rises in Hell's Kitchen."
Wow.
So it's like, we know you know they exist.
See, that's what I want. I want out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, we're going to go find these new metahumans. We're going to go, maybe one episode you do a crossover with Luke Cage. Another episode you're going to go fight Taskmaster or something. I want them to go around fighting these supervillains, you know? And to me, the show is just kind of like, sometimes it gets really exciting, and then sometimes it's all this unnecessary drama that doesn't have to be there, you know? You could have a really good comic booky show, but I don't know, sometimes it falls flat for me as a comic book fan, but I see where you're getting at, you know?
It's like, and I tell people this all the time. I tell people that not every episode's going to be, the chock full of comic book references and all of that. What the show has to do is the show has to initially, first and foremost, set up the entire story. Each episode is another piece of the puzzle for like the 23 episodes. Sometimes we'll get episodes that fill up 2 or 3 pieces that are chock full of the action and all that other stuff. In other episodes, it's like, yeah, blah, 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 talky, but the payoff, because of that, is going to be a lot bigger, going to be a lot more grand than anything we could ever say. Like, and plus, honestly, there's no way in pleasing some people. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I understand that. As a film critic, as a YouTube critic, I mean, people, some of the comments I get, on 2 opposing sides, you know?
Yeah.
You try to please everyone, and then you end up pleasing nobody.
Oh no, that's one thing like I love about Gotham this season. Like Gotham from last season up until this one just stopped caring about their unbelievable expectations of the show, and now they're tackling metahumans. They're bringing in adult Poison Ivy. They're doing so much with the roster that they have, and I'm just like, finally, stop caring about people's impossible standards. And to Gotham's defense, it did try to be the show that everybody wanted. But once people heard the word Gotham, they automatically replaced it with the word Batman.
Well,
there is no pleasing them.
The thing I say about Gotham is, I think you should have at least done it in a time period where you could still have Gordon as the main character, but do it in a time period maybe there's a younger Batman or something where you don't necessarily have to show Batman, but you could have these villains in there more and say Batman's off doing this other thing while Gordon has to clean up the city. You know what I mean? Like where Batman's still there and he's still fighting crime, but there's other villains running around and Batman can't be at one place every day. You know, he can only be at one place at one time. He can't just be everywhere. And so Gordon has to clean up the rest of the city. And because I feel like you could do so much more with the supervillains and stuff if you're saying, okay, Batman exists, you know?
And to that, I mean, I get that. But like I said, it's like, it's the and plus, had they even done something like that, nobody would care about anything else. Leaving Bruce as a kid leaves it open when you can focus on the adult characters and everything else. Because once people even get a whiff of Batman, that's it. Nobody cares about anything else anybody else is doing, and that's all they want to see. Yeah, so it's like, I get that, where you're coming from, and I actually made a video about how they could actually introduce Batman into the CW universe, like, temporarily, permanent. I don't know what they want to do with it, but it's just something like, whenever Gotham decides to end, I think Gotham has, like, 1 or 2 more seasons left in it.
Yep.
Depending on what they want to do. I mean, I love the show. I don't want to see it go, but I would rather see it go and then be reborn on CW.
Well, that'd be interesting.
Or wherever they want to connect it. I mean, that's up to them.
So, final thoughts on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 2. Sorry, we went off on a tangent here.
Hey, that's fine. That's why God made podcasts. But I like this episode. I like what they're doing with the ghosts and the demons. I'm glad that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is opening up its mind to more possibilities other than just, the aliens and humans and Inhumans. I'm glad that we're bringing in mysticism because of Doctor Strange and all that other stuff that we're going to be seeing now, whether we see it with Infinity War and, Doctor Strange and, other possibilities after Thanos. And I just love how we get to see more Ghost Rider. I just want to see him at all times. He took that picture of the people that died, the other ghosts.
Yeah.
Him and Daisy are gonna be ghost hunting. So
I'm looking forward to seeing that. I mean, it's just so awesome seeing Ghost Rider on the show, like you said. He's one of my favorite parts of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the moment. And this is coming from a guy who wasn't quite sure how they were going to introduce him onto the show. I was very skeptical. And they just threw all that skeptical stuff out the door with me, because I've been really enjoying the series.
Oh yeah, and it's like, and if they keep up the momentum like they did with last season, we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, with the Hydra and all that, right?
God, I never want to hear Hydra ever again. I just want to be like, Hydra's gone. The Avengers took care of them, and then we cleaned up the mess, and that's it. We have so many other evil organizations, or just do it week by week with different villains. I mean, come on now. We have Inhumans now.
Yeah, I would love that. Which is every week they were cleaning up from some supervillain coming in or something.
It's just like, oh my God, what are we gonna do against? They introduced Gravitron in like season 1, and they haven't done anything with him yet. We have Spider-Man now. Have them tackle Norman Osborn on a human level.
Oh, that I would love it. I would pass out if they had Norman Osborn on the show.
It's like, Norman Osborn, is that you? Maybe. Who's asking? Where's S.H.I.E.L.D.? Ooh. Can't do that yet. I'm gonna go home. Norman Osborn, you are home. Oh, good. Get out of my house.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching the recap of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Tell my fans where they might be able to find you at.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Mr. Dark Phoenix. My YouTube is the Mr. Dark Phoenix, and I also stream on Twitch, which is also Mr. Dark Phoenix. Just MR Dark Phoenix, you'll find me. You can Google me. I'm all over the internets. Thank you guys so much for tuning into all of this. It was so much fun. I really had a blast. Thank you for having me.
It was a blast having you on the show. We've been trying to get you on here for a while, so now we have you and get a
It's
recap.
Like, this will not be the last time you heard me. I just gotta, like, rearrange some things, but you know.
Yeah.
There'll definitely be some kind of an interview, I think, sometime soon, you know.
Oh, yeah, so. Eventually. We're just running a little low on schedule, but, hey, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. I totally understand. It's like, stuff happens, people, you know, it's all good. But don't worry. This is not the last you will see of me.
Thank you
guys. I will be like
Hydra. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.